Hello friends and enemies. Welcome back to Happy for Now. It's me as well here with messy hair from my hood. And I am here in my other Star Wars inspired piece. This is a cape. I mean, you can probably figure it out. And I'm here to give you recommendations for the light versus dark readathon. I cannot wait, seriously, I'm so excited. Okay, so me and my bud are here and we got a lot of books for you to check out. Okay, so for the light side recs, first up we have rom-coms. I struggle to recommend rom-com books because I often feel that any book billed as a rom-com is not actually a rom-com. But I'll say Mia Sosa's Worst Best Man was great, and it's a rom-com. It involves a bride left at the altar who then has to go work with the brother who kind of had something to do with why he left her. They fall in love. So it's a little like taboo, but like fun still. And then of course Tessa Bailey's series, Fix Her Up, is a kind of rom-com. It's delightful. If you haven't read it yet, maybe now's the time to pick it up and try it out. This follows Travis and Georgie, who is a clown by trade slash a children's entertainer, and it was really fun. I really related a lot to Georgie. All right, next we have Blue or Black on the cover. I picked Mimi Grace's Along for the Ride. I guess this is also kind of a rom-com. She goes on a road trip with her sister's husband's best friend to drive all their stuff across the country, and it all goes awry. They kind of have this enemy hate to love relationship, and it's so good. I read it earlier this year, and honestly, like, I could not believe this was her debut book, that it was that good. All right, next we've got our Cinnamon Roll Heroes. This is so hard, but I decided to just pick one author to focus on for this, and I'm gonna say check out Olivia Dade. I have talked about Desire in the Deep Blue Sea. I have talked about Teach Me on my channel before. I love her books. They're so good. So good. And even better, they are, a lot of them are self-published, so they're pretty cheap and just honestly delightful little cinnamon roll heroes. So next for the Reformed Rake, I'm going to recommend Grumpy Jake by Melissa Blue. This is a super quick novella about a guy who is caring for his son and the teacher he kind of gets into it with, and he's known as a rake around the school, as a date him and leave him kind of guy, so he's perfect for this prompt. Next we have Small Town Romance. I'm gonna recommend Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon, or Rafe, honestly. Rafe isn't as small town, but I still think it counts. You could also check out Thirsty or Trashed by Mia Hopkins. These are set in LA area, but they're kind of, they feel very small town because they're based in this one center of like a community. So I highly recommend those as well. Okay, and then last for the light recommendations, we have White, Gold, or Yellow on the cover. I've got three options for you. There is The Beast of Bestwick by Amelie Howard, and I really enjoyed this for the most part. It was a solid like 3.5 star read, and it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It came out last November. It's fun. It's pretty quick to read. It's a historical, so it's a little different from all the contemporary recs I have. Then I have Bending the Rules by Christina C. Jones. This is the third book in her Wright Brothers collection, which has been free recently and very like affordable. So and I think it's also on KU. You've got your options for finding her books, and I thought this one was a really fun friends to enemies to lovers romance. And last but not least, we have Blame It on the Billionaire by Naima Simone. This is a Harlequin category. If you are not a category romance reader, I think this is a great introduction to them and like to see what they can be like, because they're a lot packed into such a short amount of pages. This one was utterly delightful and I really loved it. It follows a girl and this billionaire guy, and they get trapped together in a blackout and they get it on, and then it turns out that she works for him. Fun times ensue. All right, next up we have our dark recommendations, which I have a fun challenge for y'all, so make sure you like stick around through the whole thing. All right, so read a taboo romance. I'm gonna recommend Center by London Hale. This is a preacher and a girl that owns a sex shop across the street from his church. London Hale has a bunch of other books. I haven't read them all yet, but I really enjoyed Sinner. Also, you could read Priest or Sinner by Sierra Simone for this prompt if you haven't yet. Priest is about a priest who finds spirituality in another way, and it's very dirty and very, very good. And then Sinner is about a girl who is going into the nunnery, but she wants to get things out of her system beforehand, and it's her brother's best friend that she does that with. Also equally as hot. I actually think I like the second book more, Sinner, but by Sierra Simone, but I also like Priest a whole lot. Father Bell is something else. And then also I have a not as dark romance or taboo romance recommendations, which is Love Will Always Remember by Tracy Livesay. I read this for my amnesia reading the trope. So this is like one of my favorite books I've ever read, I think now. This is an amnesia story where the guy, it's the fiance's brother. So she's engaged to the guy and then she ends up falling in love with his brother after having amnesia. It's a gut-wrenching story, and Tracy does such an amazing job delivering on this premise that it just like blew my mind. I loved that book. Read a book with black or red on the cover. I'm gonna recommend Angelina Lopez's Lush Money. I just read this. This is about a billionaire CEO who pays basically to have a prince get her pregnant so she can have a baby that is of royal blood. And this is a just total flip on the trope. It does such a good job. There is dubious consent in the beginning though, just a forewarning. It didn't bother me, but it may bother you. So I just want people to be aware before they go into this book. I'm also going to recommend Secrets by Aletha Romig. She has like 3 series about the Sparrow outfit in Chicago. This is book 1 in one of those series. It's on Audible Escape. They're not very long and they're very engaging 3-parters of romance / suspense thrilleriness. There's like mystery and all that fun stuff. So I guess thriller, not suspense. I blew through these in like a few days. I literally have one left on my TBR and it's on my TBR for this readathon. Read a book with a moon or a star on the cover. I am gonna suggest that you check out Toxic Desire by Robin Lovett. Maybe you picked it up for free a couple weeks ago. These books are amazing alien romance. Like, I cannot believe how good they are. They really, really deliver on enemies to lovers and a really great setup. The planet that they get stuck on together makes you like really, really wild for each other, and they keep having to get it on as they traverse it to find their way to people or help, and they kind of like hate each other. So it's enemies to lovers. So good. So good. If you want to try alien romance and Ice Planet Barbarians doesn't seem like your thing, this book just might be it. Read a bad boy romance. I'm going to suggest you check out Desperate Measures by Katie Roberts. This does have a daddy kink in it, so be warned, but I do think it works really well and is well delivered. Some dubious consent, but it's kind of implied that there's already been agreements beforehand with this, so it didn't bother me really. Next is read a BDSM novel. Okay, I got lots of recs for this, so I like had to contain myself, but I'm going to suggest you check out Lexi Blake if you want some like mercenary type dudes. Charisse Sinclair has a whole series called Club Shadowlands that is set in Florida, and then she also has the Mountain Men series, but I honestly prefer the Shadowlands one. I think it's Shadowlands. I'll pop the cover up. I loved that series. I have read almost all of them. I think there's over 10 books, but you could easily read book 1 and be good. And then I'm also going to recommend the Beards and Bondage series by Rebecca Weatherspoon. This is what got me into Rebecca's writing, and I loved Haven and Sanctuary, and I'm dying for book 3 to come out. I know she's working on it right now, and I'm just like, please give it to me. Please, 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 please. So hopefully this year we get it from her. All right, and then the last prompt is to read a motorcycle dark romance, and I don't have one. I guess like maybe T.M. Fraser's you could try. I read those a long time ago though, so I don't remember. So my task to you is, if you have a motorcycle romance I should read, put it in the comments below. If you're watching this, go to the comments and like a title you would like me to check out, and that will be on my TBR, which I will post in just a few days. So yeah, let me know what you think I should read for that prompt, because I'm really struggling to come up with something. Yeah, just not my normal thing. I don't really like motorcycle romances usually, so prove me wrong. Give me your best ones in the comments. Yeah, I hope you are excited to join us for the Light vs. Dark readathon, and all the details are linked down below in case you missed the announcement. it is running May 1st through the 3rd. The live show will be on May 4th at 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern, which is 5 Pacific. So I cannot wait for you to join us. I will see you in a few days with my TBR. Be sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.